All right, listen, today, a 3-part formula that is going to make your Sobrevivencia and CaneFlow, the fusion of those two, SVFlow, more effective, more enjoyable. Before we do that, a warm welcome to all. And listen, if you haven't already, before you forget, if you're loving the content, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon so that you don't miss any future content, and avail yourself of the free resources. By far the most important one, the no-cost cane clarity. You do that by texting the letter CCC to the number on the screen, and in less than 24 hours, we will be in a conversation with you, answering all your questions regarding the cane culture, what it is that attracted you to the cane, more importantly, how it is that you can get cane trained anywhere where in the world. That is what we do. And also you have the free Facebook groups that are now open to the general public. Just read the description below, request entry, and they will let you right in. Sobrevivencia, CaneFlow. Where do they merge? They're both movement-based arts, and in those movements is the self-protection and all the health and brain training benefits. So I'm going to give you 3 things to focus on in your daily practice. It should be enjoyable. It shouldn't be something that stresses you. Oh, I have to do this, right? It's not like you have to jump on a treadmill and go on there mindlessly or do things that you don't enjoy doing. The first one is that when you first start your warm-up, your SV warm-up, whether that be your sway pivots, you're uncoiling the spine, that sequence, the first initial movements that you're doing, you're taking inventory of how you're feeling that particular day. And so you're noticing where there's aches and pains, where there's tension, but you're also noticing how you're doing mentally. What is it that's troubling you? What are those thoughts, unwanted thoughts that are creeping in, that create the undesirable emotions of fear, of anger, of worry, that just interrupt? That's what you're doing initially. As you're going through those movements, it's not just, we call it the quote-unquote warm-up, but it's not just to get the body moving. It's so that you're also scanning, right, your mind and body complex. As soon as you do that, as soon as you're done with that, now here comes number 1. Move. Just move with that cane. And that's maybe where your slide and glide comes in. That's maybe where your handling comes in. If you're doing your SV flow, you're going from there, you're moving here. That's where you're up and down. That's where you're going for your walk. But it's essential. Daily movement is just a part of both of those cane arts, and the health benefits, the mind clearing benefits, and of course it's a form of brain training. And in that brain training, as you're moving, you know that you're doing the skills that would support you in a self-defense situation if need be. So the first thing you're going to focus on is your movement. Actually get moving. The second thing is let it go. If you don't let it go, you can't flow. And what are we referring to when we say let it go? We're letting go of tension. So on a physical thing, your tension, the way you carry yourself. So if you're used to movements that are, this way, you're gonna have to ease up a little bit on that, right? And because otherwise it puts a tourniquet on the flow of movement. But also, all the undesirables, those thoughts, when you catch yourself doing that, no need to, hammer yourself and try to say, and kick yourself. No need to do that. Just keep with the movement, breathe, keep moving, and bring your mind gently back to what it is that you're doing. And the thoughts that come, everything that comes to mind that that is not going to serve you, just start letting it go, and instead enjoy that flow. Those are the first 2 things that you would do with this formula in your daily practice, right? So we're going to scan how we feel in the body, where the tension and how it is, and then start moving in a way that supports that, and then making sure that we're not carrying unwanted and unnecessary tension. Of course, that in your flow and in your SV, if you're unfamiliar with what I'm referring to, you can't just say, well, just start moving with a cane. You could just start moving any way that you want with a cane that seems to, be enjoyable to you. But SV and CaneFlow both have an alphabet, and that alphabet does have certain rules that make it what it is, because it's what differentiates us, for instance, from baton twirling or noobing or other sorts of movement with an object in your hand, right? It's very particular for what we do with the cane arts. And number 3, and this is the one that kind of, you might say, is that really necessary? And the answer is yes. Smile. Smile as you're going through your movements. Do it. And you'll always hear me say, I get quoted with saying, always cane in a joyful fashion. Why is that? Why is that such an important topic as well in Sobrevivencia as it is in CaneFlow? And the reason for it is because when you're going through grief, when you're going through pain, when you're going through all the emotional things, when you smile, it's a way of dealing with that negativity. It just starts changing. Even when you don't feel like smiling, that's probably when you need to do it most, right? And you'll see that by the end of that session, I would be really surprised if by the end of the session you do those 3 things that I just said. It hasn't changed things for you, and you're feeling a whole heck of a lot better. Give those 3, that formula, do those 3 steps, and let me know how that goes for you, and I'll see you on the next video.